Hello everyone, this is Artisan Loom. I am here to bring you a tutorial from one of my best friends on Instagram. Her name is NixHaley22 and she's the one that created this design, and this one as well. It's the same design but different colors. And this is the King's Armor bracelet. The name of this one I'm going to be teaching you how to do and I'll show you on this one, the rhinestone. So this is going to be called the chained rhinestone. So I will show you how to put the rhinestones on. You can put it on a King's Armor. You can put it on any bracelet that you want to, but this just shows you how. It's very simple. But I figured I would go ahead since I've already done her bracelet. I've already done her chained double border, and I figured I'd dress it up a little bit more and put the rhinestones down. So I guess what we will need to do is supplies you will need will be rhinestone chain. See, it's chain. And I think they come in different colors. This particular one is black with the silver, and it's a chain. And I believe I got mine at Walmart. You can get them just about anywhere. Sometimes I find them on bracelets. The rhinestone bracelets made like this, and you can snip off the edge and you use that as well. You will also need a pair of, I don't know, cutters. I don't know what they call them. And you'll need your hook. Okay, so in this one, she had put them right on the bands right next to the X border. And I figured that's a good spot for me to put them on the other one too. So I will just show you how she does it. We just weave it through. So I guess we would need to see just how much we will need. Let me fix my camera and I'll see if I can get a better angle or up higher. Try not to have that in the picture, but I think it's just going to have to be there for now. Well, I'm just having a time, aren't I? Okay, well, I'll just hold it up. So basically, you will need this rhinestone chain, and we're going to put it where this white is, okay? So I will just go ahead and measure mine out. The last one is going to go right on these two bands right here. So I'm just going to place it right there, and then I'll just lay it down, and I'll hold my thumb there to hold it on just to see how big I will need it. Okay, the very last one here is going to go over these two bands right there. I don't know if you can see that. Let me just hold it here and pull this up so you can see. It will be going over these two bands right there. So I imagine the very last one we will need is this rhinestone. So once you figure out your spot, what you're going to need is you're going to snip it off. We will use this rhinestone, so I'm going to put my thumb over it. And that is where we're going to snip it in half. And I'll hold it. Right on this one is what we're going to need. So I'm just going to take my little cutters. And I always thought that if you cut these, they would just all fall off, but it doesn't work that way for whatever reason. So I just take it and I snip it. Hold on, there you go. And then it stays on. See? One big strand. Just like that. Okay? So you can either measure it out for the other side or however you want to do it. Probably just as well to do that. That way you get them even. So you kind of have an idea of where your last one's going to be, and it will be right there. So I'm just going to pick it up right where that one is, just so that I've got an easier way to maneuver. And then I'm just going to snip it off, just like that, right on the edge. Okay, so now we have the two correct lengths. Okay, so now we can put all the other ones away. Okay. All right, let me see what's next. Okay, so at this point, you're going to need your hook. And what we do, or what I do, and what Nix Haley told me to do, it's easier for me not to start at the end. I just start in the center somewhere, just pick a spot. And I take, you know, let's see, which ones? These two. You know, the ones that have the crossbands, the two that are going straight like that. These are the ones you're going to slide it under. See that? Okay, so I'm going to just go take my hook, put it under those two bands, and I'm going to lift it up. Let me see if I can maneuver this to where you can see it a little better. It's kind of odd though. I need to have it laying flat on here. Okay. All right, so there again, there's the two bands that are going to be down each one. That's where you're going to put it. So just find a spot, any spot. It doesn't make a difference. I'm going to put my hook underneath it. Where did my other strand go? Okay, there it is. Duh. It blended in right with the bracelet. Okay, so what I do is I may have to look at this a little different. I'm at a weird angle here. You lift it up. Okay, let me see if I can do it sideways. Okay. You're going to lift it up and you're going to slide this underneath. So I'll just stick it right there. Lift this up. Oh, I'm in a weird angle. Once you get the first one in, it's okay. So just get the first part of the link underneath there so that you can get a grip on the other side. Okay. And I think I'm just going to slide it down, okay, to where I think it may be the last link, which, and let's see here, I think that's it. So once you figure out where it's going to be, you're going to let go. And these two bands will be sitting between a rhinestone just like that. Let me just make sure that we've got the correct, because once I place that, I don't want to have to keep moving it because it can be a pain. You see how far. So that one will go. I think I need to, I think I might be all right. I think that'll be all right. That'll work. Okay. So here we are, right here. So now that we've done that, it's attached. Okay, so you go to the next one. You move this over. You go to the next one, which are these two bands right here. And take your hook, lift it up. I use this hand. Just see if I can maneuver this and put it up underneath to get a grip on it like we did before. Well, come on now. Just get a grip on it, I'll be good. Okay, and then I just take my band and I move them back and forth as I'm trying to bring this through, just so that it, I don't know if you can see that, just makes it easier for it to slide on because it wants to get stuck on each one of those if you do it gently. Okay, and then you're going to drop it right in the next one. Okay. You see that? How it's in between? Okay. You do the next one. Lay that over. Grab the next two. Push this back so you make sure you don't skip any. So you're going to go in. And let me move this up so you can see what I'm doing because this is probably getting cut off. Okay. So here's the band you're wanting to grab. You go in and you're going to lift it up. Lift the band up put the rhinestone through, grab the other end, and like I said, kind of shake the chain and jiggle the chain to the right and the left as well as the band, just so that it gets in the right spot. Then you drop it. Now you've got 3 of them on there. Okay. To the side, grab the next one or the next 2 bands, lift it up, slide it through. I had no idea. Now wiggle it until you get it to where you are. And then it goes pretty quick from here once you figure it out. Because once you got it stabilized, you don't have to worry about measuring and all that. You should have it just exactly. But I put it to the side, grab the next 2, put it through, and then wiggle it in place. I didn't realize, because I just didn't know anything about the jewelry part and the rhinestones and all that, about these chains. I thought that everybody, or Nix Haley and anybody else I've seen put rhinestones on, I thought you cut them and put them on individually, but with these chains you don't. Now, all the other rhinestones that I put in my bracelets, when I do use them, they are single rhinestones because I place them in different spots on the bracelet. Those are completely different than this chain. But this is just another neat way to put some added bling on your bracelets, and it's really not a hard thing to do. You just pick up those 2 bands, and as you get closer, it's easier and easier because you don't have as many to pull through. Okay, let me make sure which one I got to get here. Okay, let me make sure which bands I'm supposed to grab here. Okay, it's these two. These two. They're kind of slid open a little bit. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see better. Okay, hold it to the side. I believe it is, grab these 2 bands right here. Lift them up. Pull them through. Not skipping any of them. Okay. Next 2, lift up. Pull it through. Drop it. Okay, we're almost to the end of this one. And you're going to grab the next 2. Pull it through. Drop it. These 2 and these 2 are your next 2. So you're going to grab this, lift it up, pull it through, pull on the chain to pull it out to make sure you have the right spacing, and drop it. Okay, and this should be your last one. So these 2, you're going to pick up, put that last rhinestone through. I'm just going to pull it just to make sure, and then drop it. Okay? So now you have a rhinestone chain going down. So what I'm going to do is let you finish this side, and I'll get you, well, yeah, I'll get you started on the other side, but I'll go ahead and let you finish. What I do is I just turn the bracelet around and then do the same thing. But you just got to remember, well, you just have to remember, because it's awkward looking at it backwards, which band you're going to grab. So maybe I would leave it this way and just work from the other side. Actually, it may be even easier. Let me see. Okay, those 2, those 2. Okay. Guess it would be these 2. Now lift up, because it's easier for me to work this direction anyhow. So just lift up, put it through, grab the other side, and just kind of wiggle it till you get it right where you want it. And there you go. And you just follow that all the way, what we just did, to the end of your bracelet. And I'll meet you back. Finish this one side up. There's what it looks like. And we've already cut our chain for the other side to fit. So what we do is we do the same exact thing. Okay, let me just get this to where you can see. Okay, you just start somewhere in the middle. I guess what would be a good idea is just to figure out where yours is going to end. Oops, my hand's right in the way. I'm so sorry. But basically you start in the center somewhere. Just find a spot. And it's always going to be these bands that are laying straight up and down, okay? You can see all these. These are the ones you're going to be grabbing, okay? So I'm going to go in. And I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to grab this one, these two bands right here, okay? I'm going to take the end of here and pull it through all the way down. Well, not all the way down. I would say measure it. Okay. What I did was I pulled it through from this side. And I'm going to see exactly where I need to stop. So I know that these two bands right there is where I need to stop. So let me make sure if I'm down far enough to where I'm covering it. Let's see here. If I drop it right there, exactly where I have it, let me see how far on both ends. I think that's about right. I think it is. Let me see where this one will end. Just got to make sure that this black rhinestone will be on the left of those two bands. So I think we did it. I think that's the right way. Okay, or how far to go down. You just want to make sure that these two bands here, that they will go in between this last rhinestone, which will go right there, okay? Which seems to be right, okay? So, since I have, get this over a little bit, dropped it right there in the center once I measured exactly where it's going to be. See, I dropped it in the center. Okay, I'm just going to continue doing what I was doing on the other side. I'm going to grab the two bands. Move it up. Okay, I'm going to grab these two bands, this one and this one, with my hook. Okay, I'm going to use my other hand to hold it up because I can't work from this direction. Take the end of the chain and you're going to lift the hook, the bands up and get the one side of the rhinestone chain through. And then you're just you're going to kind of wiggle it. It's much easier when you get to the end, but you just kind of wiggle it between the band and the rhinestone to get it exactly where you need to be. Make sure your rhinestones are up, sitting forward, and then you're going to drop it. You see, I dropped it in that second one. So I'm going to go move this to the side, grab the next two, oops, lift it up, do the same thing. Grab the end, pull it through, and I'm going to grab it and just kind of work it through. Just be careful not to rip too fast because I don't want it to rip the bands. I'm sure there might be some sharp edges. So you just got to be careful with it. Okay, drop it. Now you've got three. Move it to the side. Grab one, lift it up. Put the end of that rhinestone through it. Grab it. Pull it through carefully, drop it. Well, it's kind of stuck on my, once you stretch it, it'll all go into place. Seems a little loose, but it'll be fine. Okay, I'm going to go in, make sure it was kind of, one of these bands was up underneath, so you just kind of make sure it's not your X one, it's the ones that are going straight, okay? So grab the 2. Okay, you're going to lift it up and get the end of that rhinestone chain, put it through, grab the other side, and just work your way through till you get to the next rhinestone. Okay, very simple. To the side, lift it up, the other end of the rhinestone through, and just wiggle it until you get through. Okay, this will go pretty quick because now that it's shorter. So the next 2 up, maybe not stretch your bands as high as I am. I don't know, whatever's comfortable, just to get it to go in between. To the side, grab those 2 bands, get it, pull it through till you reach the next one. And I've only got a few left. I may as well stay on camera and show you. I've got it zoomed in so I don't have a lot of workspace. Okay, pull it through to the next one and drop it. Move it to the side. Get the next 2 bands, pull it up with your hook, pull the rhinestone through, grab it on the other side, and drop it. Okay, it'd be these 2. Lift it up, put the rhinestone through, pull it, and drop. Okay, I believe we have one more, which is going to be, you just kind of have to move it to the side. It's going to be these 2 bands. So you're going to go in, grab those 2 bands, and you're just going to pull it through. It's kind of awkward, it's the last one, but once you get it, it'll fall into place. Okay, and there you have that on right there. So you have to go in and you have to do the other side. So I'll do one more and then I'll let you finish to the end like I did the last time. You want all these 2 bands right there, right there, right there. Not these X bands. You don't want those. You want the 2 bands and they're parallel. Okay, so these 2 bands are the next ones in line. You lift up. Take the end of your, well, if I keep dropping it, take the end of your chain, lift up with your hook, pull it through, and just kind of work your way, being careful that you don't slice your bands. There you go, and then drop it. Okay, so I'm going to let you finish to the end and I'll show you the finished product. I believe I'm at my last 2 that I'm going to do. So I'm going to move it to the side, grab those 2 parallel bands side by side, lift up, pull in between. Okay, I believe I have one more, so I'm going to lift up, grab these 2 bands and pull it up underneath. Okay, I believe that's the exact spot yep, that's what we ended off on the last one. So I just kind of move them towards the center, or just kind of make them stand up a little bit. Okay. And this, now they're totally secured on there, and this is your finished product. This is what it would look like. And it's just so cool. It just gives it that extra bling, the extra sparkle, the extra texture to it. And I love it. And I think you will too. So if you, I believe you can use this on any type of bracelet. Just, you know, find some bands to weave it through. Just make sure the bands are the right distance apart. And you can bling out some of your bracelets with some chain, some rhinestone chain. So this is the chained rhinestone, and it's a concept by one of my best friends, Nick's Haley 22 on Instagram. And let me see if I can pull up her account real quick. And that way you can somewhat see what she's got going on. But I don't know if this is an original thing. This is just a concept that she likes to use for her bracelets. I'm still trying to find it. I'm so sorry. Okay, here we go. This is her page. Okay, so it's Nix Haley 22 on Instagram. There's her King's Armor right there. There's her version, and then but she's just got a most awesome account ever. So if you would just go give her a follow on Instagram, she would much appreciate it. And if you make a rendition of either the King's Armor or another bracelet where you've incorporated the rhinestone chain, if you could just tag us on Instagram. My Instagram is Artisan Loom, and hers is Nix Haley 22. So we would love to see what you come up with. I've got a neat little charm that I have left to put here, and I'm getting ready to post this rendition on Instagram as a finished product to this. And so you'll just have to stay tuned to see what the charm's going to be. Anyhow, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. Bye.